I'm excited for it. The challenge is really preparing yourself to ascend to a higher place of commitment. That is the challenge. The challenge is embracing the relationship that you have with this person or whatever you guys are doing with together, and embracing it and preparing for the growth that's needed to, not just to sustain the relationship, but to aspire to greater things together. Okay? There's a lot of risk behind it. There's a lot of perhaps, not necessarily anxiety, but one does have to invest in that time and energy when it does, when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. And I feel like both parties are, one, ready to take that leap, and two, a little nervous about taking that leap, because this does open the door to new things, which means learning new things, which means experiencing new things. So we're going to start with this person over here, okay? But feel free to pick the side that resonates with you the most, okay? Because, any side is the right side. Now, this person coming in with the Page of Wands, definitely seeing this relationship as fun, a spark of passion or inspiration. I think they're showing in their spirit, in their present moment, that they're satisfied, emotionally drained, and looking for what they enjoy. And I feel like this relationship does help them to give them inspiration to either have more fun, to be more creative, to really channel their authentic emotions and go by how they feel in the moment. Okay, so I feel like this person is definitely seeing the situation from a very brand new space, right? They're growing and seeing this as a new beginning. Maybe a small one, maybe a small one, maybe something that definitely encourages them to be the creative, authentic person that they are. But this is inspiring this person to take action. Mostly, I think this is inspiring this person to take action here. Now, the other person, two things. I always say this with the Seven of Swords. Either this person is ready to take the risk, is aware of the risks that are going to need to be taken going into this, or someone is not. Someone's avoiding it. They've ghosted. Now, the situation is this. I feel like there's a lot of risk. Even the person that says that, even the person that has probably left the situation, I feel like they know that there's a risk there. And the reason why they're either not in the picture, if they have, or they're not into it, like they're avoiding it, is because they're aware of what they need to commit to, and they don't feel like they're prepared for it yet. But that doesn't mean that they're not invested in the relationship. Isn't that weird? That's weird, right? Like, where am I getting that conclusion? Well, the Ace of Swords. This person understands what the hell this relationship means and what they are going to need to implement into it for themselves. And of course, this is the Ace of Swords, rather. So the aces are talking about the self. Always, the one is the self. So it's never about what they feel like the other person needs from them. There's no duality with this. This is strictly about this individual. So what they're seeing in this person or in this relationship is that they have to separate to do what they need to do for themselves, because they are fighting for the relationship. Right? They are fighting for it. This is how they see themselves with the Knight of Swords. This is someone that's tunnel visioning and focused and really putting their effort towards, communicating and conveying their message, right? They are fighting for something. So how is this person avoiding a situation but also fighting for it? Well, they see the risk. They know that they need to take that leap. They know they need to get there. But the situation is that I don't know if they think they're ready, which is why they're not here, right? For those of you that are not here yet. But they're fighting for the reconnection, because what's causing them, the reason why they're thinking the way they do and acting the way they are is because they do desire to be in the relationship. They do desire the connection. They desire to be together. But they have to prepare themselves for that. They have to prepare themselves, or they're doing something for themselves. They have a perspective that is implemented that either they understand for themselves, and that's why they're gone away, because they understand the risk that's needed, and they have to do their own thing for a second. Because ultimately, right, what you guys learn together is also what's starting your new beginning as well. It's awesome. Your new perspective is bringing this opportunity together. So perhaps in the past, right, they left, but this could be that this is them coming back. They know the risk that they're taking here, perhaps because they know that they're going to have to fight you, perhaps, right? If they've done you wrong or you've done them wrong, whatever, they're preparing themselves for a battle. That's what it looks like. But it's for the Ace of Coins. It's for the Ace of Pentacles. This is for something that means something of great value. And if this is something of great value, this person is going to have to be open and ready for it, because it's an opportunity that could pass them by. So it's really interesting. Now, for those people out there that haven't gone away, that they understand that this is a risk that they're willing to take and they're taking it, this is someone that's definitely into it, 100%. Both feed into the whole thing. And I feel like with the Knight of Swords coming up like this, like this person has already done what they need to do. They already taken the big step and going into the direction that they probably feel the most uncomfortable. But they have trust in the connection here because they have emotional connections. They have emotional feeling behind it. They're fighting for the relationship. They're fighting for the connection that they have. Okay? And they are willing to do that because they feel, they feel one with this person. They feel connected with this person. Engagement, you know what I mean? And I feel like this person here, even though they may look like they're emotionally drained with the situation, nothing's really satisfying them, they're going after their heart right now. So whatever they've been doing I think the previous situation is what's coming up with the Eight of Cups. They're emotionally drained. They know what they don't want now, but they also understand that this clears the path to an unlimited potential for a great happiness, because they are no longer going to settle for what they don't enjoy. They're going to go after the very things that they do, and focusing solely on what they want to feel, not focusing on what they don't want to experience, because they're already leaving that behind. They're like, all right, we're done with that. We're done with that. We're done with that. We're building boundaries. We're done with that. They're now focusing on what they want to feel, which is why this relationship is so inspiring, because it's going to encourage them to continue to look at how they feel, to continue to discover and to explore and to understand what this person is feeling. So everybody gets a second chance, not just with each other, not just with a brand new relationship. If this is something brand new for you guys, meaning not rekindling with somebody of the past, but this is also a second chance with getting to know and loving you. Because again, like this person here, they're fighting for their love, right? For their connection, for what they feel. How they feel regarding the person. They're fighting for them because of this. It's really weird, right? But when you think about it, right, when it comes to relationships and interpersonal relationships, friendships, they're all personal. They're all having to do with the self. You're never in a friendship for someone else. You're in a friendship for you. And they're fighting for themselves. And the other person, this person is coming into all this because the Six of Pentacles, things needed to be right. Things needed to be balanced out and corrected, and things needed to kind of make more sense, you know what I mean, for this person, right? They wanted something out of their situation. They weren't getting shit from this one. This could be you, Caps. You guys may not have been, getting anything out of your situation. You guys may have been really exhausted with it, and you weren't feeling like you were getting anything out of it. But now you're done with just settling with it. You're done with it. You're ready to just figure out what you want to do, because it's time for things to get right. Whoever this person is, whoever this is, they're ready for something different. They're ready for a change in the flow and the dynamics of their relationships. They're ready to get something back from everything that they've put in. They're ready for the dynamic to balance, and this Wheel of Fortune ain't no challenge. I think I was saying this to Libra. The sun never is a challenge. The only challenge is actually accepting and recognizing that the sun is shining a path that's going to help you down the path towards potential happiness. It's potential because it's going to require you to walk down that path to get the happiness. Okay, so let's take a look at the wisdom of the oracle. Very clear this time, Cap. Very clear. And I know this person was probably the weirdest one, but like they had to do like they ghosted because they had a new perspective that they needed to understand for themselves. But they're coming in fighting, Deep knowing, gee whiz, what a card to get. Deep knowing is about trusting your intuition. It's about listening to your inner self, listening to your inner guides. Trust that you know what you're doing because your heart is leading you in the right direction. Like I have said before, the heart doesn't quite protect you. That's what your boundaries are there for. But your heart will always lead you in the direction that you were meant to take. Why? Because your heart is never wrong. Just like God is never wrong, your heart's never wrong. You are never in the wrong decision. I know a lot of people think differently about it, but think about it, right? If you didn't experience the things you experienced, how would you know what you didn't and what you didn't want? How would you know that your emotions and your inspirations? How would you know all those things were worth pursuing if it weren't for all these things that you had gone down because of your heart, because of love? Everything happens for the best reasons possible, and instead of judging those, trust that you know where you're going. Trust that you know what you're doing. And I know Capricorns, you guys are really good at trusting and believing yourselves because y'all stable as hell. You guys are good at trusting where you're going because you come from a very practical place. You guys take the time to really develop an understanding with yourself in a way to trust where you're going. But this is now Pisces season. There's no way to know if you're going to be if you're going to be super happy, right? But this is like knowing that you have everything that you need. Even, your seventh house being Cancer, trust your heart to lead you down the path that will take you towards your happiness. Because if you don't have it now, you're going to get it if you trust, you trust where your heart is leading you. Okay? So, what an amazing reading. Shorter than the rest, but I could appreciate that because it's been straightforward, it's been clear to the point, and you guys, how you guys work through this together, I don't think it is. I think it's someone has their own path, their own stories, and how you work on your own side of the story is working towards the relationship. Because everything is one, right? We got the Ace of Coins, Ace of Swords. Everything's working in itself into one. And all you need to do is focus on what you need to do. That's all you need to do. Because the other person, they got their stuff down. They're ready to fight for it. Now, this person may be avoiding the situation because they are worried about connecting with you because of fights. But this person would become as the Knight of Swords if they weren't ready to fight. Not in their present. And this is not how they see you. This is how they see themselves. Okay, they're ready to fight the big fight, but it's up to you to do what you need to do on either one of your sides here, which is ultimately trusting your heart, because both sides have got the same kind of story. This person knows what they're fighting for. This person knows, and if it is taking a risk, they know what they're taking a risk on. It's because it's all emotional. It's about how they feel about the other person. And this is about how this person feels about what they feel. This is about what their true happiness is and going towards that. And ignoring the stuff that they don't want because it's not important. That's not what you want to do. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Focus solely on what you want. Big message, y'all. It's really interesting. Committing, right? The higher sense of commitment. Committing to yourself. It's big. And that's how you commit to each other. It's huge.